Oh, the part that busted my head, I don't know whether it was a lie, I don't know, but Mr. A said that they said if they saw me around their organization, they were going to arrest me or they were going to harass me or something. I couldn't hey, I don't suffer. In case you're wondering why I just took off my glasses, that's because we were going to be having an intimate session this today. We're going to be having, intimacy. You're going to be seeing into me, intimacy, jot things down. I'm teaching you. But then, yeah, I'm going to be talking about personal experience today. There are actually two stories, but fused into one led to another in some way. So you might want to sit back for this. Trust me, you would want to hear gist. You like premium gist, Abby? I'm gonna give it to you today. Okay, I don't know what that means, but then just stick around. Yeah, hey guys, thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, I think you should subscribe. Hit the subscribe button somewhere down. Yeah. And if you're a family member, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for riding with me. Thank you for all the love. I appreciate you guys. And please don't forget to share. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Share with your family and friends, your enemies, everybody. Everybody likes good things. So yeah. So on today's episode, we're gonna be, jobs for losers and my office sex experience. I'm not wild today. So in my first video, I talked about what I do, professionally. If you've not seen my first video, go back. Just go back to the first video and watch, and also watch other videos down to this one. So in my first video, I said what I do professionally. I'm a medical laboratory scientist, and there was one part I didn't say in that video. That's the fact that I'm a serving corps member. So Nigerians know what NYSC means. So for those, my international family members, in NYSC is. So I'm taking my time to explain this NYSC thing because I believe that my content is going global. Please help us, help the ministry. Yes. So I'm ending NYSC soon, and I'm scared. I'm actually scared. Yes, I am. Thing is that NYC is like let's say the pre-launching year for most people, like being launched into the world. It's not really the pre-launching year for me. Once you want to, this kind of thing whereby you're being launched. I don't know, more like your life is on hibernate, and then before you, I don't know. I'm trying to explain, please. I feel like I'm doing a terrible job at that. But then I'm trying to. So now NYC is like your pre-launching year. Let's just take it that way. Now, and there is this clamor of making your NYC your intentional year, like try to make intentional moves that will prepare you, or the skills, or try to gain skills that would prepare you for the outer world in quote. I don't know what that is, but the outer world in quote. But then before NYC, I've always tried to be intentional. I'm quite an intentional person because I have big dreams, like big dreams. And I decided to make my NYC year intentional. Now, I'm finishing NYC soon, and there's been pressure from everywhere. From family members, friends, society, social media, everywhere. Although I'm not someone that is easily moved, but then sometimes it just gets to you, my family members, let's take my parents for example. They're amazing people, by the way, but there are times whereby they keep, no but. So they keep asking me from, after our conversation most times, that, oh, what are your plans after NYC? But then I feel like recently there's been a lot frequent to a point that, sometimes you can just shrug it off. Not like I don't have plans, I do have plans. I feel like this plans is just the finances to, finance these plans that is issue. But then that's by the way. Then they keep asking, what are your plans? And a man can only take so much. At times where it just gets here and it's overwhelming. Especially when it's coming from so many angles. But then that's life, it happens. Because it is what it is. So they've been asking what are my plans and everything. As a measure to make my NYC an intentional year, I decided to develop myself both professionally and in almost every aspect, as as many aspects as I can. And one of those ways or personal development, which and is also would I say propelled by my love for humanity, is volunteering. So whenever there is an opportunity to volunteer, I most likely jump in. You understand? Not like jump, but I try to be a part of it. And I've been volunteering before in NYC, but then I try to volunteer more during this NYC year. Now, this passion for humanity and personal development, would I say, made me volunteer for a certain organization, which wasn't a bad idea, to be honest. Working with them wasn't a bad idea. The issue was the aftermath. So now we're going to the second part. I mean, the first part is the fact that I'm scared that I might be jobless, and this second part is the fact that this office sector experience. So I worked with this organization. I'm not going to say what organization, and I'm not going to say when. I actually got to know about the organization through a friend of mine. Let's take the name of my friend to be CC. So CC told me about this organization, and then I came on board, and I got to meet, let's say, the head of the team, the planning team because they had an event coming up. Let's say the team lead was, or let's take his name to be Mr. A. So I met Mr. A through CC. Working with Mr. A was cool. I mean, I came on board, he introduced me to what are the things they had to do and everything. Was working, and I joined late, so it was like a whole lot that we had to do, but which wasn't a bad idea. I didn't mind since it was cool. I mean, so long as the environment is non-toxic and everything, I'm good. So, and like I was the one that wanted to volunteer, so yeah, so it wasn't a bad idea. So working and everything. Then specifically, I remember it was stressful, but especially a day before the main event. The main event was on Sunday, so Saturday was especially stressful. I got home late. Then at about 11:30, I got a call from Mr. A. Apparently they have a meeting the next day. That's on Monday morning, and they had to put something in place. So they ordered for something, which just came in that night, and then we had to get it that night. So he called me around to 12. That was 12 a.m. or in the midnight. So by 12, I had to leave my house. I took a bike to where he told me to get the stuff. Then as I was going on bike, the bike guy was speeding like he had 10 lives. So I had to text one of my friends that, hey, what's up, I'm on my way to so place. And then she was like, where is this place? I just told her, just in case, like, you never know, anything can happen. We just have to be extra careful these days. So I was like, at least one person knows where I am. So I texted my friend, but I got back safely, which was good. And after that, I met up with Mr. A. Was waiting for me close to my house. Then another guest came in that night, so we had to get a hotel to lodge the person. Then after everything we had to do, I got home around 1, which wasn't bad. Then I slept around 8:30 the next morning. That was Sunday morning, the day of the event. Around 8 rather, it was 8. Mr. A called me. He told me to get something, so he told me to, because he was tied up somewhere, so I had to go get some other things. Then I was able to get some, I wasn't able to get some, but it wasn't a bad idea. So we came, the event started, and everything was good. Then till evening, when it was time for the dinner, there was a dinner to wrap up the whole day's event. So now at the dinner, I went home to get my clothes because I was wearing some other clothes. So I went to get maybe a suit that I was going to wear for dinner. And when I got to the venue for the dinner, CC and another friend was in there. We were 3 actually. It was CC that worked directly with this Mr. A, myself, CC, and a friend of CC. So CC and our other friend, they went to adjust their gowns or something like that. So I got there earlier than them. And then when I got there, I really know so many people. Plus, I actually wanted to see Mr. A. So when I was still arguing around, I not even changed. My clothes was with me, my bag. Then there's this other core member that was serving with their own establishment. I met the person like 2 days ago. So it was just like a hello, hi thing, that kind of thing. So, based on, say, we be core members, you understand? So both of us, all of us, like, just talk, just hello, hi, so, oh, hey, what's up and everything. So she was okay, now the venue for the dinner wasn't so far away from the office of Mr. A. So she was going towards the side because she works with the Mr. A, I mean their organization, and she was going to do something there. So she works with Mr. A, like the organization Mr. A works for. She's serving there, and she was going towards the office because somebody told her to put on clothes for these chairs, these chair covers. So she was going to, put on the clothes for the chair covers. we're going the same way. I was like, oh, Alpha, let's go together. So we're going together. So it was more like I go to see Mr. A, she goes to do what she's doing. Then I got to the office. Mr. A actually left one of the events that we had during the day to go to the office. That was why I thought it was going to be in the office, because he left, and I called him, he wasn't even picking and everything. So I went there to meet him. He wasn't around. Then the other big was like, I should wait for her since we're still going back to the venue. I couldn't. My clothes were still with me. So she was like, she wanted to put on the clothes like for the checkover. That was why she came up. So she entered the place. I don't know whether to call it the conference room or whatever. She opened it. I think she had the key. She opened it. She locked the door behind her, and then she was doing what she wanted to do. And she was actually doing it meticulously, which wasn't a bad idea. I mean, what's the word doing after is what doing well. Although I was asking why you overdoing it, because I felt like she was, but she said their boss likes everything to be done perfectly well, which wasn't a bad idea. So, I mean, knock yourself out. So as we were about leaving, someone else came in, or someone else knocked rather. So we're already coming out. Then she opened the door. They were left. The woman came in with a child. I was even greeting the woman and the child. Then went to the dinner. Now the dinner was cool. Everything went well and everything. And after that evening, Mr. A sent me a text to say thank you and everything. So it was all cool, no ish. Just fast forward 2 days after, Mr. A texts me and he's like, oh, he heard something and he's really disappointed. And I'm like, heard what? I just kept thinking. I even had to tell my friend Sissy that, okay, so Mr. A said something, heard something and he's disappointed. So I was like, okay, I was not able to reach him that day. So the next day I called him, and then was like, he heard that I slept with someone or had sex with someone in the office. I just could not can. I'm going to try not to say cannot can. Nigeria really. So I couldn't even just wrap my head around it. It was just like, okay, I thought he was joking. So I was like, so I'll stop the joke now, which kind of. And he said it was serious, and I'm like, serious? Me had sex with someone in your office? How? Where? When? I was, just lost. Like, bro, I couldn't even think. It was later that we got talking, and then it was telling me, somebody said me and so person were behind closed doors and everything. So now 2 people behind closed doors equals to they had sex. Wow. I mean, I just could not understand or fathom what people that worked in the organization were thinking, because I mean, it goes to say a whole lot that 2 people would be behind closed, and the first thing you think of is sex. I mean, I could have been a thief, I could have been robbing. I mean, it's not as if you guys have not seen me. You guys have seen me for the past few days because I've been coming around, and then well it was just it was shocking, because, and I'm like, I felt bad because I was like, I busted my ass with these people, but well, I didn't do it for them, I did it for the love of humanity, so it wasn't so much of a pain. But then I was still pained that I sacrificed. I mean, I did so many things, and this is how I get repaid, being accused of having sex with. I mean, if you have an issue with the core member 7 with you guys, take it on with her, but then leave me out of it. Which one is? It was just funny. I had to tell CC that introduced me, and then she was like, what nonsense? Like, man, bro, this person you're talking about, I can't remember her name right now. I didn't have her number. Like, we just, it was just really funny. But it was just one of these experiences. It was just one of these experiences, but it's life happens. And at first, I was saying I was not going to stay away from the organization. I feel like I still will. I've not worked with them in any capacity. Oh, the part that busted my head, I don't know whether it was a lie. I don't know, but Mr. A said that. They said if they saw me around their organization, they were going to arrest me or they were going to harass me or something. I couldn't. Hey, I don't suffer. Oh, God. You guys, I have suffered. It wasn't funny, but, to Jesus be my glory. So, it was just weird and everything, but then I just had to come to terms with the fact that you can only, you only know your intentions, you don't know what the other person is thinking. I don't know, this is not to inspire anybody or anything, it's just my personal rant, so you guys I hope it was interesting enough. So, about volunteering, am I going to stop? No, I'm not going to stop volunteering. I'm going to volunteer as much as I can, because it's, I won't say it's a passion, yeah, maybe it's a passion for me, and so definitely I wouldn't let the bad or one bad experience just taint or destroy the whole experience for me. And I don't know, but let's just see how life goes. You know the funny thing is the fact that I'm going to say about this story that I don't know how to end it. So you guys are just gonna take the ending however it is. So now I am fearing or I'm scared of being jobless, and but then I'm sure that everything will figure it out. I've learned not to worry, to trust that it would all work out for good. And I'm also making intentional effort. I mean, it's not just trusting that it's going to work out. I'm actually making intentional effort. So we're making this moves. So thank you for listening to my rant. Thank you for listening. I hope I was able to keep you seated. So please tell your friends to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, engage this video. Any question, anything you want to know about, and don't ask me the name of the organization. I'm not going to tell you. But then just enjoy, and I'm gonna see you when I see you next.